What?
using functional
What
mushrooms,
is
organic
playing?
cacao, masala chai, not just to replace coffee, but to create a ritual that
What the
connects
hell
you
is
to
playing?
yourself. Llama is
Oh,
made for focus.
ah, the ad to my own stream was playing. Okay. Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. You guys can see me, right? Yeah, you should be able to. Let me see. Oh. Did I not turn the camera on yet? No, it's mine. Okay. What the hell is playing? Oh. Oh yeah, you can see me. There I am. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm so sorry I'm late. I ended up having to close tonight. That was not in the plans. But I had to close. And usually on a Monday I'm out of there by like 11:30. Tonight was just a few minutes later. So, but I'm here. Mm. All right. So who do we have here? Get down in the chat. All right. Hi Sunny D. Hi Taboo Topics. Hi Mr. Black Wolf. How is everyone? Hi Sam. Hi Jill B. So yay. Okay. So do you think that Todd C will sue KJ again? He could. I didn't really. Going back through a lot of things, and I didn't even go through everything or every place there was to look for shit. But I got a good amount of shit, so I'm not too worried about it. But I came across some posts, primarily by Katie Joy, her saying, or when she gave her statement about how they settled, she said that she would not be talking on the matter again because they both entered into an agreement. Well, they will not report or discuss each other or each other's families or businesses, yada yada, and that they both entered into this agreement. Well, once he got sentenced and went off to prison there, she started getting more and more like liberal, I guess, with her discussions of him and his family and his businesses and all kinds of shit. So I wonder. I don't know how long they're like. I'm gonna call it an NDA for argument's sake, but I don't know if it technically classifies as that. It was an agreement nonetheless. So, but I don't know if like their NDA was like indefinite or if it was just for like a year or 2 years or whatever. Because like the one she had with Steve was just for a year. So she wanted it for longer, but he refused. And she tried the same shit with Tina too. She tried to get Tina to agree to not talk about her or whatever for like 10 years or some shit. And Tina's like, yeah, you can go fuck yourself with that one. And Katie probably, went and fucked herself. But so yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. And that's the thing. Like I don't think, I know we weren't privy to any of the documentation back when it happened. I do not think that we're privy to it now still. So, I'm not even sure how we would go about finding out, really. Sorry, I'm still like getting adjusted from coming home from work, and my feet are killing me, and I didn't take any medicine tonight, so I'm going to take some now. So yeah, I don't know. But, boy, there was a lot of shit I forgot about. It's quite interesting. So we're going to get into that in just a second here. And I sense that some people were confused about my tweets regarding Turtle Boy and Katie and whatnot. So here's what I'm just going to give a quick rundown of what happened. So back in like 2020, T-Spiracy, AZ, did a video where she enhanced some audio. It's the video where you hear Todd say how he's been stuck in that room for 10 hours. It's that video. So allegedly, or no, it's not allegedly. Az did write in the description or whatever for that video that her friend heard the enhanced audio that Az did, and her friend figured out who Katie Joy was and where she lived and went and reported her to CPS. That's the allegation, anyways, that Az herself had given in the description. So Katie apparently, forget how it is, she came across Bristol. Katie came across someone from Turtle Boy, a reporter, whatever, that worked for Turtle Boy, named Kate. Bristol Kate. Well, Bristol Kate was friends with Katie on Facebook, and they apparently talked often. I forget why it is, what person or whatever that led them to one. Oh, it was Jillian Epperly, Jilly Juice. That's who it was. That's what got them like collaborating or whatever. So, and then they became friends on Facebook and whatever, yada yada. And then I guess they stopped talking or something. And then AZ did her video, and AZ did some work for Turtle Boy and knew Kate, Bristol Kate, I guess. I don't know. So Katie back then, I think it was 2021, she put two and two together, and she's like, so AZ worked with Bristol. Bristol liked to try and like report and drag like abusive parents or whatever, through the mud or shit like that. So they teamed up to come after me. That's her conclusion or whatever. Maybe it's true. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. So and as I was reading the post, the screenshots that I posted to Twitter, I'm like, this is crazy. What if, because I remember just like a week or two ago, Katie put a post up about the Karen Reed trial and how, Karen Reed did it, she's totally guilty, yada yada. And I'm like, so now I'm thinking, because she didn't like Turtle Boy, even though Turtle Boy kind of ratted AZ out to her about this other shit or whatever. So I wonder if maybe Katie still associates Bristol Kate with Turtle Boy. And maybe that's why she's kind of taken the other side in this Karen Reed trial. Because she's probably just, her and her research skills, she probably has no idea that Bristol Kate is the one who helped frame Turtle Boy for witness intimidation and whatnot. That's what's so amazing about this tight like little circle here of just it's a small world kind of thing, because that a lot of people seem to be connected to Bristol Kate, and Katie especially, and this is the one who helped frame Turtle Boy. It's fucking insane, right? It's crazy. So I just want to clear that up because I don't think everyone knows the whole backstory. So I just want to give that. All right. That being said, we're going to start, I think, with some screenshots. Now, these are not in any particular order. I did group them together, though, at least. So I'm not reading, like, one, like, Instagram post and then 4 other posts and then going back to the first post's comments. So they're grouped together, at least. But I don't know which dates I have for everything. And there we go. It's loading now. All right. So let me get on over here and share the screen. And, oh, that's right. All right. You can see me? Yeah, there I am. Okay. Yay. Oh, I have to change that, I think. Wrong one. There, that should work. Let's see what that looks like. Let me open up the first one. So group 1A. Let me just make sure that that's visible and everything. Oh yeah, we can change that a little bit. Because they're all gonna be about that same size. Okay, that's good. No, God damn it, wrong one. Okay, there we go. All right, so this first post here. Now, these are all from 2021, I believe. It says, swipe left to read the screenshots and affidavit. For some who may have missed this, Lindsay Chrisley released an affidavit by Robbie Hayes. And here's, what is this? Chase. She has screenshots of Chase, someone texting Chase. Someone saying, yo, did you smash her? Make any progress on what we discussed? Haven't looked yet. Sorry, been swamped. Let's link later today. Bet. Just keep it between us. I have no idea what the fuck that's supposed to be about. I don't know. But like I said, it's just, she's weird. Then here she has. Eventually realizing he needed this so bad, he bumped his payment for the images up to $15,000. I went through the motions and played along as I would help, full well knowing Lindsay has never sent me photos as such. In my opinion, she wouldn't send these to anyone, so I would just let this fizzle out. Then I got word that he may have purchased the tape that apparently exists between Lindsay and I, and it all made sense. He had been looking for this leverage through private content of his sister, and in attempting to use me as a possible outlet to obtain this, shot himself in the foot when he found what he has now, the tape, which I just so happened to be involved with. Allegedly, there was some tape of Lindsay and this Robbie Hayes or whatever from Bachelor or something, in an extramarital affair or some shit, and allegedly. I kind of wonder if maybe the Chrisleys, like Todd and maybe his son, they got word that this existed and they just tried to get it out of strangers' hands just so that the media didn't, get their hands on it. I mean, because I can't imagine what else it could have been. It's fucking weird. I don't know. So, all right, let's see. Chase Chrisley initially contacted me on April 9, 2019 about a money-making opportunity he wanted to speak with me about. Conversations that when I texted him asking what's up warranted a private phone call conversation instead of simply telling me about the opportunity via text. This back and forth went on for about a month, as you can see in text, where we couldn't find a time to catch each other regarding the opportunity. Then on May 18, 2019, we were finally able to get in contact to discuss the opportunity. This communication, opportunity details and requests, was via FaceTime. He went on to ask me in this conversation if I had any nude or incriminating photos of his sister, Lindsay Chrisley. He went on to say in almost a begging type of manner, he would pay me $10,000 for the images, but never why he needed them. However, I had a pretty good idea of why he wanted them if you have to ask for nude pictures of your sister. Nothing good. And this girl isn't your friend today or ever. Oh, this is Todd. I think this is Todd and talking with Lindsay. Or Lindsay's in blue, I think. And so it looks like Todd is saying, well, this girl isn't your friend today or ever. And Lindsay says, I'm not concerned with her. You meant $5,000 to her. But how is Chase involved in this? Lindsay says, and who does Chase think he is to even offer $5,000 for stuff like that? Is an attempt to blackmail. He wasn't a party to it and it's none of his business. Todd says she offered it to him. I have the screenshots, and she no longer has the video. So if she says anything other than that, then she's a liar, I'm guessing. He came up to her at a bar in person and offered to buy it. Todd says, that's her tale. I said on mine. You should ask her where the tape is and not tell you that she lost and doesn't have it anymore. I have no idea. I don't know. So here... This is what Katie Joy is alleging. This is one of the reasons, I believe, why she's got sued. And she says, it's a little too big. There we go. Right, okay. For some who may have missed this, Lindsay Chrisley released an affidavit by Robbie Hayes. In 2017, Todd Chrisley publicly tweeted about a quote or hashtag, thank God for puppy cam. Lindsay stated on Dr. Phil that her family began threatening her after an altercation between her and Julie Chrisley shortly after filming of Chrisley Knows Best. Robbie says that on April 9, 2019, Chase Chrisley contacted him for a money-making opportunity. Robbie claims that over a month they worked to arrange a time to speak. He alleges they finally connected on May 18, 2019. Okay, we already read most of that. So, am I at F? No, I'm on G. Robbie says that he had no photos, text messages. Okay. Todd recently said that Lindsay created this story for social media followers. He said there was no extortion attempt. I don't know if there was or not. I mean, if there was, it looks like they all made up since then. So, whatever. INH. Rob. Oh. Robbie Hayes provided an affidavit and spoke to the FBI in 2019 about the alleged extortion. This was reported by TMZ. The FBI investigated the claim but has not released any details about their conclusions on the investigation. All of these above statements are from public images, statements, and screenshots. Freedom of speech, press text. Okay. And then someone here, a serious question here. With all of these people that have come after you lately, do you think you hold any responsibility for how you have reported about them, including Todd Chrisley? Are you going to ever comment on all of the stuff from Todd Chrisley's podcast? Katie says, I have not defamed Mr. Chrisley. Okay, that's not what they asked, but okay. And that's one I just looked at. Someone here says, Robbie, I'm not familiar with this family. Robbie Hayes, he was on The Bachelorette and Siesta Keys, whatever that is. No, she's not in that one. LM. Okay, so here's another one. Full stop. I'm done with this shit. My family has been harassed, stalked, and had police, CPS, and multiple law enforcement agencies involved because of you and your friends. Wait. Did I not remove this one? I have restraining orders because of you and your friends. Leave me the hell alone. You know I've done nothing wrong. Okay, that might have... I'm not sure why this one's in there. My bad. Okay. That was 1M. Alright, so next we have Group 2A. Here's where shit gets good. So we... listened to that stream last night, that old Instagram stream where she's just, I don't even know, man. She seems to be imagining some like super tight friendship or relationship with Lindsay, and she's like all sticking up for her bestie and shit like that while coming at her dad in a live stream. I don't know. So, but this is like kind of in tandem with that. She says, I spoke to your case manager at the FBI. We meet next week with them. Keep running your mouth. The feds are watching all of it. What's going to happen when your bond is revoked? Asking for a friend. Chrisley knows best. Chrisley confessions. Yada. I don't think she's really asking for a friend. I don't know. Then she says, I keep getting questions. The FBI is involved. I can't say what they will do, but we do know what he's doing right now isn't okay. I will not let anyone bully me or my friends. Okay. And she says, Chrisley doesn't know best. Chrisley, we already met with the FBI. I won't apologize for the truth. Leave your daughter alone. She doesn't deserve this, and I'm so lucky she's my friend. May 16th, your trial starts. Next week, we meet with the feds again. Keep getting... Okay, we already read that one part. Okay. It was 2, 3, so here. Don't think for a second the feds don't know. Wait, this might not be. I just dawned on me. I don't know if yeah, this the whole thing's taking up too much of screen. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that till just now. I'll fix that right now. Okay, my bad. My bad. All right. Okay. Don't think for a second the feds don't know about you trying to start a class action against me. We'll get to that tweet shortly. While you were on bond. They know you only care about me because I'm friends with your daughter. Your behavior is embarrassing at this point. 5. Then we have Todd Chrisley's motion for discovery update. Like clockwork. Oh, wait. I'm going to just read this one on the next screenshot because I have the full one there. So, no. Like clockwork, the minute I published details from Todd's criminal case, he filed a motion to compel discovery against me in a baseless civil lawsuit. In response to Todd's baseless and frivolous lawsuit, we filed a timely motion to dismiss, citing numerous grounds, including his public smear campaign against me, along with my reporting coming from public records, witness interviews, public statements, and an episode of Dr. Phil. Now he is claiming we are not providing discovery. This is false. We responded to their discovery requests, and we objected to many of these requests. In other words, you're not providing discovery because you're objecting to that. What the fuck? Anyway, at the center of Todd's lawsuit against me are claims his daughter Lindsay brought against him related to his criminal case and an alleged sex tape. Based on information we obtained through conversations with the FBI, we believe that Lindsay is listed as a... Oh, I missed that. Okay. Oh, wrong one. 5B, so 5C. We believe that Lindsay, witnessed for the government in his criminal case. Much of his discovery requests were regarding Lindsay, who could be called as a witness against him. We were told by the FBI to inform them if Todd sought evidence against witnesses in his criminal trial. Due to his recent filing in court, we will be contacting the U.S. Attorney for his criminal case. Todd's trial is in just under 1 month. We have not stalled nor made this process difficult. He is seeking discovery that we've objected to and regarding a potential witness in his criminal case. I am only making this statement so you know that we are handling this situation legally. Thank you. I'm so sure that's the only... Yeah, that's why. All right, I keep picking the same one. 5D. Someone's breaking her balls for we. Yes, we. We is a term used to say more than one person. We as in my legal team and I. So then we have Todd and Julie Chrisley's pre-trial conference held this morning. In preparation for their May 18th criminal trial, Todd and Julie's case, a pre-trial conference and motions hearing was scheduled for today. The hearing was moved from April. Okay, that's no big deal. Oh, this one right here. Why is he going to sue? Because you said he was gay? Because the stuff you reported came before Dr. Phil, if I remember, from his daughter, I believe. You said you had a lot to unravel and had to figure out how to deliver it. If it came from his child, then she has to say that, right? Katie says, I never said he was gay. That's exactly, literally what she said. She said, Todd is 100% gay. Verbatim. End quote. Yeah. Anyway. His son said that in an article with Radar Online. Everything I reported came from public information. Yet, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. It didn't. Okay, somebody go. Okay. I can't really read this one. This is from June 25th, 2020. Oh, so this one's an old one. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that. Lindsay Chrisley responded to Todd Chrisley's repeated accusations and defamation on her podcast. She revealed she feels unsafe speaking to Todd unless attorneys are present and asked he stop speaking about her publicly. Additionally, she urged him to get off the victim tour. I can't read these. They're a little too small. And I broke my glasses. The only readers I have now are these, and they're too dark. I can't see through them anyway. So, I can't read that one. I apologize. Y'all can see it, though. Read it. Todd Chrisley implied on his podcast that Lindsay Chrisley and I conspired to publish false information about him, which is categorically untrue. This is my response. Thanks. 7B. Yes, that was the threat to release it. To date, no tape has ever been discovered. Okay. Oh, she's just... Okay. No biggie there. It was... Okay, I already pulled that one up. 7E, so now group 8A. am just as confused. This is from, oh, I don't have a date on it. Shoot. Okay. I don't even have a date that the screenshot was taken. Shit. I am just as confused as all of you are about the podcast. I didn't give him anything to him, nor am I, quote, sitting for a deposition, nor are there any scandalous tapes in my possession or recorded calls related to Todd Chrisley. However, he's welcome to give my attorney a call, and should. I liked this comment. Do you ever think you become too involved with the people you talk about? You're always being sued or something. It's very strange. Reporters and journalists, I think, as well as YouTubers, aren't supposed to become part of the story. Okay, so these are all single screenshots. They're not grouped together with any. But this is from 8/19/21. Well, finally know with 100% certainty who said, oh, why is that in here? That has something to do with Todd. I would save that for something else. Damn it. Okay. This I wanted to share. It's a little bit Todd related. Not really. So she's saying here on 8/23/21, it's super weird how both of you have the exact same attorney. So she took out TROs on two people back then. They both ended up using the same attorney in Minnesota, which that's exactly what happened with her in North Carolina with Vada and that other person. Her and that other person ended up with the same fucking attorney. That's so weird how you both have the same exact attorney. It's almost like me standing up for myself and protecting my family resulted in me getting sued by someone else. But that's just my opinion. This could have been written by fucking Vada. This could have been written by Vada, and it would have applied just as well. If not better. Probably better. Yeah, definitely better. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Todd Chrisley here on 9/16/2021 says, if you have been harmed in any way due to defamation by Katie Joy Paulson, please send all info to victimsofWOACB@gmail.com. This email address is being monitored by attorneys. And for those who didn't quite remember that one, that's funny. Then Katie says, the last thing anyone should do when they are under federal indictment out on bail and facing years in prison is to threaten or intimidate people that they believe are connected to their case. Witnesses and victims of the accused are protected from direct and indirect contact. And then she says, oh, we already read this one, but it was a different screenshot, or maybe it was the same one. I don't know. I spoke to your case manager at the FBI. We meet next week with them. Keep running your mouth. The feds are watching all of it. That was on 10/15/21. (10/19/21). Someone who was facing 30 years in prison filed a frivolous lawsuit against me. I have the truth. They have a trial on May 16, 2022. This lawsuit, in my opinion, is deflection and a way to place blame on someone other than themselves. My lawyers are handling it. Then she says in 10/19, contrary to popular belief, I won't go broke or be ended by someone filing a frivolous lawsuit. Y'all need to find a hobby. I'm not going anywhere, so don't expect me to stop reporting. Well, we're waiting for you to start first, so there's that. What was that? Yeah, there's C7. Okay. Lindsay Chrisley, 10/19/21. Now, this is after, so for those of you who watched last night's stream, you saw an Instagram live by Katie, and that was, I think that was on 10/16. That was October 16, 2021 that she did the Instagram live. So this is 3 days, 3 days after that. Lindsay Chrisley tweets, due to an overwhelming number of comments and messages, despite all commentary regarding me and potential involvement in any litigation, I'm not suing or being sued by anyone. Any content or any comment otherwise is mistaken. Okay, here's where I can read what she wrote. And this is on June 2020. Okay, now, this is the relationship Katie has envisioned, right or wrong. I don't really know what their relationship was, if there was one. But this is the relationship that Katie has envisioned in her mind, true or not. She goes on to say, talking about Lindsay, she stated that his threat of releasing a sex tape made her feel like she could never be safe speaking to him privately again. Yesterday, Todd Chrisley indirectly accused her of being an informant to me, then falsely claimed this information was published by me. I've watched from the sidelines for a year as Mr. Chrisley has gone after Lindsay Chrisley relentlessly on his podcast. I've watched her refrain from speaking about him negatively, nor disclosing any private information about their lives. Based upon everything I know about Lindsay Chrisley, I believe her. I have never at any point publicly reported private details or information she's provided me about her family. First and foremost, she is my friend, and I'm supporting her through this tough time. I hope you do too. And then, what's this? Okay, that one, I think, was out of order. Okay, so there's that. And then I have a video here. You should be able to hear it. I'm gonna be looking at the chat, so if you can't hear it, let me know. Come on. Oh, I had it download. Okay. Okay. Oh, I know. Oh, no, I get it. Okay. I'm going to have to close this out. Sorry. I'm going to have to change it from a .mov to a .mp4 for it to play there. So, let me do this. Let me go back to this one real quick. And then... Okay, there we go. Yep, okay.
Good evening, you guys.
Okay, let me switch that back over now so you guys can see it. There we go. This is from Lindsay Chrisley's, I think, Instagram. She did like a reel or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. To my knowledge, Teresa, I don't think Todd Chrisley has said anything. I don't think he said anything about anything to anyone. I could be wrong though, because I've been working. I haven't really like Googled it or whatever, but I would think that our community would have been made aware had he said something about her yet. So I don't know if he will, but we'll see. Okay.
Guys, I just wanted to hop on here really quick, and before y'all start blowing up my spot about eating Burger King, don't even care. This has been one of the longest, most stressful weeks of my life. So here we are. Wanted to hop on here really quick to just address a couple of things, because it seems that the closer my parents get to their trial date, there are some things that are swirling around that are just being reported that are very untrue. Never have I ever been a witness for the government, been asked by the government to be a witness, been on a witness protection list, spoken to the FBI about being a witness ever. And so I think I'm going to have to change my phone number, because there's just some shit that's going on. And truly, I just want to be left.
Okay, so there's that. And then, let me go to one other. Now, I have a few, like, short videos I wanted to play too. So I'm going to pull them up here. Where's YouTube? There we go. No, is that what I wanted? Kind of. So, one of the videos, the first one I'm going to be playing anyways, is from the channel of The Patterns of Problematic People. It's Tina's channel. And let me... Alright, shut up. Come on. Shut up. Alright. There we go. So it's a public video on her channel. Anyone can pull it up and view it. Thank you. Okay. So there we go. And it's titled on her channel April 15, 2022. I don't know why she titled that, but so it's about 5 minutes long.
Weeks of my life. So here we are. Wanted to hop on here really quick to just address a couple of things, because it seems that the closer my parents get to their trial date, there are some things that are swirling around that are just being reported that are very untrue. Never have I ever been a witness for the government, been asked by the government to be a witness, been on a witness protection list, spoken to the FBI about being a witness ever. And so I think I'm gonna have to change my phone number, because there's just some shit that's going on, and truly I just want to be left.
So if you want to keep playing this game, that's fine. I'm not under federal indictment. I'm not under investigation, and I'm also not I'm also not the one under an order to leave someone alone. Okay? And you're not gonna bully my friend, and you're not gonna harass her, and you're not going to intimidate me, and you're not going to come after me and say that I'm hurting you when I know that you're hurting my friend. It never happened. Okay, so Todd Chrisley is 100% gay. Other columnists like me, bloggers, whatever you want to talk about it, I'm not bound by the same legalities as some of these larger entities are. So I'm a little bit more willing to be a little bit more brazen in my words, which is probably why people like Tati Westbrook has threatened to sue me. Oh well. Todd Chrisley is 100% gay. Why people like Tati Westbrook has threatened to sue me. Oh well. Anything out differently than what has actually been reported. He was trying to say that I was questioning his sexuality, and Todd Chrisley is 100% gay. That all came from his son. His son made a claim that he was gay, and he spoke to, I don't know if it was Radar Online or some outlet, and it was put out in 2016 or 2017. So his son is the one that started that rumor, and me repeating that and saying this is what his son said, and then saying, well, if that's true, I don't know that that's questioning his sexuality. That's just literally saying, well, this is what his son said. Vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sexually fluid, so I feel like I have a decent gaydar or radar for that kind of stuff. The sense that he is not a heterosexual man. He's always evaded that question too. He's always like played and toyed with the fact that, you know, he can have all of the sex. And, you know, that was always the thing about him that I was like, stop lying. Just be gay. Like, that's the one thing I hate, is that when people are so religious that they feel like they can't be themselves. So that was the only fraud that I thought was going on. But now he had that fraud going on, and then he wants to have the appearance of being wealthy. So who knows what drove what here. And then as he makes more and more money, instead of doing the right thing to pay the government, he just spends all of his time defrauding the government. It's insane. Absolutely sane. He could be bisexual. I don't know. I just don't get the straight vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sexually fluid, so I feel like I have a decent gaydar or radar for that kind of stuff. Todd Chrisley is 100% gay.
Okay, and now I want to play one more video, and this is from Cactus Bill.
Almost 15 years ago, I started a relationship coaching practice that had a 2-year-plus wait list because
Let's get one thing clear. Defeating a narcissist isn't about revenge.
No, wait, this
it's
isn't it.
about
What the hell is
reclaiming
this?
your life. It's about rising from...
This has been one of the longest, most stressful weeks.
Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to my channel. Please check the description box for all the links. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment below, let me know what your thoughts are, share it. Also, please do consider subscribing. That I say is my own opinion.
Success in the pool. So, you know, as far as what's going on between this YouTuber and our oldest daughter, Lindsay, I'm going to sit back and let that play out and let the truth continue to, to come out. It's laughable.
And she's not supposed to talk about this person. In her settlement with Todd Chrisley, she was never to mention him again. Inability to stop talking about Todd Chrisley.
Okay.
As a result of that settlement, I will not be speaking.
I want to just add, this video from Crystal Bill, or Cactus Bill here, is from a year ago, says, yeah, so August 2023, so it's almost 2 years old, actually.
Talking publicly about Mr. Chrisley, his companies, or his family. Mr. Chrisley has agreed to the same terms with regard to me, my company, and my family. 30th of July 23. Katie's picture is of someone behind bars.
Katie Joy knows best.
The person that sued me before Robert is sitting in federal prison, serving 12 years for bank fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion, and more. Everything I reported about him was revealed in his trial. I'm free and paid him no money. He's in prison. Who is the winner? Because you're not meant to be talking about him. So I believe he is the winner. Plus, I believe being in prison is so much better than being in your funeral waiting room. All you do is sit there and rock back and forth. The post actually says, who is serving 144 months in federal prison?
Not Katie Joy.
Who has AC and a home?
Katie Joy.
Who doesn't have 17 million federal judgment?
Not Katie Joy.
Who didn't lie about her reporting?
Katie Joy.
Who lied about me and my child on their nationally syndicated podcast?
Not Katie Joy.
Because she doesn't have that kind of work ethic to be anything other than a copy and paste, plagiarizing, defamation, all of the above.
She continues, who is sad to this day that their former friend was intimidated and threatened to change their story.
Katie Joy.
You were never friends with Lindsay. That was made up in your mind. That was your dig. That was your way to get your claws into Chrisley.
Last week, I will share screenshots and stories. The tape was being discussed yet again by a YouTuber that I have repeatedly asked to stop reporting on it. There's facts that surround this that no one publicly knows, and for anyone to continue to report on something without all of the information is reckless and a threat to my mental and emotional health. What people do not know is that I have had knowledge of this alleged tape since 2017. Police reports were filed in 2017 and 19. I currently am sitting on an extensive amount of knowledge regarding this entire situation and plan to share more information in the coming months. What I'm going to share today is that the information that is publicly known is not factual. The involvement that I was and have been led to believe that my dad and brother had looks very different than what is reported. Misleading information is very dangerous, and this has been a huge lesson. I look forward to shedding more light on this situation in the coming months, and in the meantime, I will be praying for the young woman who launched the scandal that has affected our entire life. What is done in the dark will eventually come to light.
And she starts getting caught up and tangled up in her lies. She starts trying to use her child as a diversion tactic. You know, oh, they attacked my child. We've never attacked a child in our life.
Nor would I.
We try to help children, unlike the YouTuber who wants to go out here and post people's children all over her format and with pictures of them and whatever. And then she gets offended when I say, if your child is as sick as you have claimed that they are, then you should shut up, put the wine glass down, close the lid on your laptop, and take care of your child. Be a mother, not a YouTuber. YouTubing comes after mothering. But then I guess the worthless husband wants to chime in.
So yeah, that wraps up pretty much all of it. I'm gonna end up putting a couple more links in the description for anyone who wants to check it out. There's 2 other videos I was listening to just to remember a lot of this, and one of them is by Cactus Bill, and another one is by LB, where LB played parts of Lindsay Chrisley's podcast at the time, the one where she had her attorney, or her father's attorney, I think it was, come on, or both their attorney, I don't know, whatever, an attorney come on, and discuss the harm that Katie Joy is doing, and how Lindsay was never even approached to be a witness in this trial against her father. But Katie just went off on that Instagram live saying, you're intimidating a witness. You're trying to get to her through me. You're using me to intimidate a witness. You're violating your bond and whatever. You can't intimidate witnesses to your court case while out on bond before your federal trial. Like, she's crazy. Man, she's fucking crazy. So yeah, there's that. All right. I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to look at chat. Okay. So that's where we're at. Can Todd still go after KJ for talking about him after she was told she couldn't? I don't know. I guess it all depends. Like, if they, like, I'm going to reference, like, the NDA or whatever you want to call it that Katie had with Steve. That was just for a year. I don't know how long the term of this agreement was between her and Todd Chrisley. Maybe it was for a year, maybe it's indefinite, I don't know. I don't think it would be just for a year, though. I think it would be longer than that. I don't know by what stretch, but... So, assuming that it's still in place, that it still falls under the term of that agreement, then yeah, he could. I think. I mean, because she has been talking very negatively about him. She's claiming how she's fearing for her safety and all this shit, simply because he was released from prison. That's, I don't know. I think that's defamation. Oh, I see that. I see you removed it. You don't have to remove it, though. It's okay. They're funny. I guess you're a clown, I think is the name of the account. It came into the chat and said, how does it feel to be irrelevant? And they capitalized all of irrelevant, I guess, to like really hammer home their point of how irrelevant I am while they're here in my live chat seeking me out to talk to me, to try to affect me in some way or encourage me to affect them in some way. So that's, I would say, the very opposite of irrelevant. But thank you. So, yeah, I never heard if there was a time limit or not either. I have no idea. But, and I don't think we will know. I mean, maybe we will at some point, but I mean, I imagine that whatever the terms are of their agreement, that it's, you know, under seal or whatever. I'm sure that they both want it that way, and I get that. I do. I get that. So, but yeah. Let me go here. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'm just looking to see what comes through here. Your client, April. I have no idea what you're putting up there on the screen. If they're my views or whatever, which if they are, that's fine. I imagine my views have gone down significantly since I stream like a couple of times a month now, as opposed to like 5 times a week. That'll happen. Either way, I'm not here for views. I'm not here for you. I'm here for me. This is my space. This is my creation. This is my, I don't know, therapy maybe? It's cathartic. That's why I'm here. So, I'm succeeding at what I'm doing for me. But I can see that your priorities differ, and that's fine. Just, they differ. So, yeah. Anyway. Again, I'm not at all irrelevant. If you're here so desperately trying to like fucking throw these things at these wrenches or whatever, wannabe wrenches, I don't know. But anyway, I actually hope he can still get her for defamation, honestly. No, I mean, maybe he can. I don't know. I mean, he won't be able to for the things of the past. I'm pretty sure like the statute of limitations have run out for that, but she's been running her mouth quite a bit over like the past year or two, however long the statutes it lasts for. So pretty sure there's new material for him to work with. So. Just here laughing at you. Well, that's kind of the whole point. I try to make people laugh, so I'm succeeding. Whatever. I do. I don't care. You're funny. Go back over here. There, I put them in a timeout for now. I don't really care, but I mean, I am going to wrap this up shortly. I did plan on streaming for longer than I am, but I mean, this is about all the content I had pulled, really, to be honest. And it's my friend's birthday. She at midnight started her birthday, and she's coming by for a few minutes for something. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to put those links to those other videos in the description. Like I said, one of them is of LB. LB's commentating and commenting or whatever, reacting, I guess is the word, to Lindsay Chrisley's live stream where her attorney was on and they were talking all about Katie Joy and shit. I don't think that they said her name, but it's about Katie Joy. And I'm going to look for clips of the several podcasts where Todd talked about Katie Joy, because I forgot how funny they were. So yeah, I don't think I'm pretty sure that they're not. Last I knew, they were no longer up on his podcast site or whatever it's called. Because he did, in fact, that was part of the agreement, is that he would take them down, from what I recall. So I'm going to see if other people have copies of them, which I'm pretty sure they do. At the very least, I know people streamed them and they're up on YouTube somewhere. I just have to find them. So, because there's several channels I think I can maybe find them at, but. Yeah, because I have a feeling that this is going to be an issue between them, I think. Because I imagine that I mean, because like Katie had no hand whatsoever, no influence whatsoever about for Todd having found himself in legal problems or having been convicted and sentenced. Katie had no effect on any of that. She did no damage in that sense. But I imagine he feels like someone has. And, well, I think that she's just going to be an easy target because she keeps putting her foot in her mouth. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I'll let her know. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, my cat came to say hi. 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 Say hi. Hi, kitty. Okay. So thank you for being here. And I'm working all day tomorrow. It's a long day. But I have Wednesday off. So I plan on doing something on Wednesday. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees here. And my pool water is finally blue. We have like a little above ground pool. And it turned green like 2 weeks ago. And it's been a bitch. But I finally got it under control. So I plan on doing something on Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Have a good night, everyone. Bye. I think. Where's my outro?